Claritin, also known as Loratadine, is a human drug. However, it is sometimes recommended for dogs with allergies. The question is how much Claritin for dogs is considered safe and effective to combat the symptoms of allergies your dog is presenting? Talking about allergies, in dogs, they are usually triggered by several things from their diet to their environment. But mostly their environment. What you might consider simple such as switching your dog's food, or the more common cause, a change in weather, can trigger a fairly serious allergic reaction in your dog. While humans would typically come down with runny noses and red eyes when suffering from allergies, dogs would usually have itchy skin. From the look of things, it is somewhat impossible to completely protect your dog from allergy triggers in the environment. This is why, for the most part, vets and dog owners have had to settle with taking care of the symptoms rather than the offending substance itself. The good news is that thanks to science, there are a number of medications such as Claritin that can be used to help relieve dogs that suffer allergies. Much as we know Claritin to be generally safe for dogs, it's still important to seek your vet's approval first before administering Claritin to your dog. It's also important as your pet's advocate to find out what you can about Claritin for dogs as well as what allergies in dogs are like. What is Claritin? Claritin was first sold in 1993. It is an antihistamine that was developed to help treat allergies in humans, and over the years, has proven to be very effective. Vets began to use the drug to treat pets when they found it to be truly effective as well as relatively safe. In humans, Claritin is usually prescribed for symptoms such as hives and runny nose. For dogs, though, it's primarily prescribed for itchy skin. Nevertheless, Claritin shouldn't be administered if the situation is a life-threatening one. If the situation looks life-threatening, then consider it an emergency and consult your vet immediately. In fact, never self-medicate for your pet, emergency or not. How does Claritin work? Histamines are the substances in the body that trigger an allergic reaction in dogs. What happens is that they attach to the H1 receptors found on the small blood vessels on the smooth muscles. Once they bind, they trigger an allergic reaction which could range from irritated and watery eyes, to sneezing, to itching, and to runny nose. Drugs like Claritin are called antihistamines. That is, they hinder the work of histamines, so they don't trigger reactions. They do this by preventing histamines from binding to H1 receptors. When this happens, an allergic reaction is averted. What can you treat with Claritin? 1. Allergies. Dogs, like people, also suffer all kinds of symptoms from allergies such as red eyes, runny noses, but especially itchy skin. This often leads to extreme scratching and discomfort. With prolonged itching, scratching, and biting, the dog might begin to develop skin issues. For instance, wounds and cuts from the prolonged scratching and biting could be a harbinger for bacterial infections. It could also cause some deep scarring as well. To relieve dogs from this nightmare, veterinarians would usually prescribe Claritin so that the allergies do not make the dog cause more damage to his skin. 2. Canine atopic dermatitis. Canine atopic dermatitis is a chronic inflammation of the skin which usually occurs as a result of hypersensitivity to everyday environmental elements such as dust. Dogs who are affected by canine atopic dermatitis are usually extremely itchy. As a result, they are constantly biting and licking themselves to be relieved of the allergy symptoms. How much Claritin for dogs? Claritin dosage. How much Claritin you give your dog will depend on a number of factors. However, the two most important factors would be your dog's body weight as well as the severity of the allergy. Usually, what is recommended is 0.2 mg of Claritin per pound of body weight. According to Valley Veterinary Hospital, here's how much Claritin for dogs according to their weight. From 1 to 14 pounds, administer 5 mg of Claritin. Dogs between 15 and 39 pounds should get 10 mg of Claritin. However, it should be administered as 5 mg doses twice daily. Dogs above 40 pounds would require a 20 mg dose administered as 10 mg doses twice daily. Now, the thing about Claritin is that it usually contains other medications in its formula. For example, you might see a version called Claritin D. This version contains pseudoephedrine. This substance is a decongestant that helps to relieve stuffy noses. However, while it is safe for humans, pseudoephedrine is highly toxic to dogs. So, avoid any such formulation containing pseudoephedrine. Make sure the Claritin you're getting is just Claritin, not Claritin D. Also, you want to avoid the quick dissolving Claritin. Those kinds usually contain xylitol, which is toxic to dogs. It's best to stick with the regular Claritin and avoid the variations. The children's formulation, though, is safe. Just make sure to adjust the dosage accordingly. A regular Claritin tablet contains about 10 mg of Loratadine. So, for most small dogs, you'd have to break the tablet into two and give them half the tablet. The children's formula, on the other hand, contains much less Loratadine at about 2.5 mg per tablet. So, for a small dog, you'd have to give 2 of these tablets. What are the side effects and contraindications of Claritin? 1. Nausea. 2. Vomiting. 3. Urinary retention. 4. Diarrhea. 5. Drowsiness, on very rare occasions. If you notice your dog exhibiting any of the symptoms, then it might be time to see your vet. Usually, these symptoms are not very serious. But your vet might adjust the dosage a little bit to resolve the side effects. Note that if administered with antifungals or antibiotics, Claritin could cause drowsiness. So, when talking to your vet, be sure to inform them of all the drugs your vet is currently taking. For pregnant and lactating animals, it is assumed that Claritin is largely safe. However, please note that there haven't been any comprehensive studies done on this. So, before you administer this to a reproductively active female dog, ensure to confirm with your vet first. For puppies, the general recommendation is that they don't take Claritin. Claritin Overdose. Claritin overdose is not common in dogs as long as the dosage is administered correctly by the dog owner. Nevertheless, Claritin overdose, if it does occur, can be highly dangerous. This is why it is important to stick to the dose as advised by your vet. Fortunately, large doses of Claritin are highly unlikely to be lethal. Nevertheless, they can produce a couple of nasty side effects. If you suspect that your dog has taken an overdose of the drug, then contact your vet as soon as you find out. Also, watch for the following signs: seizures, drowsiness, changes in body temperature and behavior, as well as gum discoloration. Precautions for giving Claritin to dogs. Your vet will usually ask about your dog's health condition before prescribing Claritin. They'd want to know about pre-existing health issues in your dog as well as any history of allergies to medication. For instance, dogs who have an allergy to desloratadine, Clarinex, should not have Claritin. Dogs who have shown an adverse reaction to Loratadine, Claritin, as well should, obviously, not be prescribed Claritin. Also, dogs who have either a kidney or a liver disease should be closely monitored if administered Claritin. Remember that your dog is never to consume Claritin D. It contains pseudoephedrine, which is lethal in dogs even in the tiniest amount. If you suspect your dog has consumed Claritin D, call the Pet Poison Helpline on 888-426-4435. If you would like to know more about dog allergies and alternative treatments for allergies in dogs besides Claritin, find out from the part 2 of this video. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site, www.dogproductsguide.com, for more awesome dog product content like this.